The cameras flashed, the crowd froze, and, just like that, Hollywood had a completely new obsession.
Right, but this time it wasn't some massive scandal. It was just one of the most famous people on Earth literally falling flat on his face.
Welcome to Starscope Report.
Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame. And today's deep dive, oh boy, it is a wild one.
It really is.
Picture the scene, listener. You are standing in Wembley Stadium. You're shoulder to shoulder with, 90,000 screaming fans.
Just a massive crowd.
Right, and the air is incredibly thick. It's the middle of this brutal European heat wave.
Oh, the 2026 heat wave, that was rough.
Yeah, local authorities had literally issued an orange alert for the 95-degree temperatures.
Which is just baking for London.
Absolute baking. And on stage is Harry Styles, one of the biggest pop stars on the planet, executing this record-breaking residency.
The Together tour.
Exactly. So the energy is electric, the music is peaking, and then suddenly he stumbles. He just loses his balance and collapses hard right onto the stage.
Which, is the ultimate nightmare scenario for live entertainment.
Oh, totally.
Because when a machine that massive and, that expensive breaks down in real time, it acts like an X-ray machine.
Wait, an X-ray machine? How so?
Well, it suddenly illuminates all the hidden bones, the gears, and basically the vulnerabilities of the entire operation.
Oh, I love that analogy. When the illusion of the invincible rock star shatters, we finally get to see the X-ray of the tour.
Exactly.
And that's our mission today, listener. We are looking at this historic 12-night residency at Wembley, pulling from concert reviews, Wikipedia data, high-fashion editorials, celebrity gossip columns.
Even raw transcripts of viral fan TikToks.
We've got it all. So let's start with that terrifying collapse on stage.
Right.
Because when the footage hit the internet, millions of people watching online assumed the heat had just finally taken him out.
Which makes sense. Wembley was an oven.
Yeah, they had to implement emergency measures. They were allowing empty water bottles, providing free sunscreen, half of the price of water. Everyone thought, okay, this is heat stroke.
Which is a completely logical assumption.
Hey.
But the reality is actually much more mundane. And honestly, biomechanically, a lot more interesting.
Oh.
He simply choked on some water.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I gotta admit, choking on water in front of 90,000 people sounds almost harder to do than getting heat stroke. How does a professional vocalist just forget how to drink?
Well, it comes down to the mechanics of his stage performance. He was attempting this signature move that the fans call the whale move.
The whale move?
Yeah, it involves taking this massive mouthful of water and using explosive diaphragmatic pressure to basically mist it high into the air.
Oh, right, like a literal whale.
Exactly. But to do that safely, you have to completely seal off your vocal cords.
Okay.
But because he's constantly sprinting around the stage, his respiratory rate was incredibly high, so he inhaled just a fraction of a second too early. And when water hits your vocal cords under that kind of heavy breathing, the body responds with a violent laryngeal spasm just to protect the lungs.
Wow.
So he choked, lost his footing, and went down.
He essentially just short-circuited his own breathing reflex.
Pretty much.
But he got right back up, lapped it off, ran backstage for a second, and the show went on.
He handled it like a pro.
Yeah. But it's a good thing he brushed it off so quickly, because that X-ray machine was going to show us a lot more broken gears that week.
Oh, far more. The wardrobe malfunctions alone became this nightly spectacle.
Oh my gosh. The Zipper Incident. Listener, picture this. It's the final show. He is passionately belting out the song as it was.
Such a good song.
So good. And he drops to his knees. It's dramatic. It's emotional. And he looks down to realize his fly is completely 100% unzipped.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Fans online were joking that he almost gave 90,000 people a free view of his premium package.
Which is hilarious, but also terrifying for him.
Right. And mind you, this was the closing song of the night. He could have been down for an hour.
But he just zipped it up, took a second to catch his breath while the crowd just roared and dove right back into the song.
But that wasn't the only clothing issue, right?
Not at all. Later in the run, his button-down shirt accidentally popped open entirely.
No way.
Yeah, just revealed a red cropped tank top underneath, flashing his butterfly torso tattoo to the entire stadium.
It's just a definite pattern of physical chaos. It immediately reminded me of that famous incident from his previous Love on Tour run in Inglewood.
Ah, the leather pants.
Yes, he was performing music for a sushi restaurant he lunges, and his brown leather pants just completely split open right down the middle.
And to make matters worse, that happened directly in front of Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and if you recall from, like, a 2020 appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres show, he publicly admitted she was his very first celebrity crush.
Oh, the absolute mortification.
Exactly. He had to grab a towel and eventually finish the show with a pride flag tied around his waist. He even joked to the front row that it was supposed to be a family show.
That is amazing. Okay, but listener, this is where I need to throw an analogy out here.
Yeah.
Because I'm struggling to understand the production value at play.
How so?
Well, if I'm buying a ticket to a multi-million-dollar mega tour, I expect a roller coaster.
Right.
A roller coaster is thrilling, it moves fast, but it is locked onto a heavy steel track. It is engineered to be physically impossible to derail.
Sure.
But Style seems to be giving us his skateboard, going down a steep, rocky hill. The wheels are wobbling, he's falling off, his pants are ripping. Why are we paying stadium prices for a skateboard ride?
Well, the skateboard analogy is brilliant, actually, because the wobble is the entire point.
Really?
Yeah, look at the landscape of massive pop tours today. Many do rely on that Swiss wash roller coaster precision. Every dancer, every mark, every pyro cue is locked in to the millisecond.
Right, like perfect choreography.
Exactly. But Styles operates on this kinetic, largely unchoreographed interaction. He actively refuses to be locked into rigid choreography.
So by refusing the safety harness, he just opens himself up to the physical chaos of the real world. A zipper falls, a seam bursts, a lung full of water misfires.
Yes. And the psychological effect this has on the audience is profound.
How does it affect them?
Well, rather than hiding behind a wall of perfect, untouchable pop god choreography, these moments humanize him.
That makes sense.
When he laughs off a split pant or a coughing fit, it instantly breaks the fourth wall. For the fan holding their phone, it transforms this massive, impersonal stadium spectacle into an intimate, shared inside joke.
Wow.
The skateboard wobble is what makes the ride feel dangerous and alive.
I hear that. I really do. And that's not even the wildest part, listener, because wait until you hear what he was wearing during all this physical chaos.
Oh, the fashion.
Yeah. Let me push back on this skateboard idea for a second.
Yeah.
If you know you were going to be aggressively skateboarding down a steep hill in a 95-degree heat wave, why on earth are you wearing a three-piece suit?
It is quite the choice.
Because that is the deepest irony here. These malfunctions are happening to an artist who is executing one of the most meticulously crafted, heavy, high-fashion tours in the world right now.
Yeah, the aesthetic shift is pretty jarring, especially if you remember his previous tours.
Right, the feather boas.
Exactly. The lightweight pink feather boas, the open sequined jumpsuits. But according to Days Magazine, his 2026 tour wardrobe is entirely defined as corporate chic.
Corporate chic. It is so rigid. The sources describe him coming out in a Celine double-breasted wool gabardine jacket with a blue silk shirt and a paisley tie.
A wool jacket in a heat wave.
Right. And on another night, he wore a mustard yellow Prada jacket with a hot pink woolen jumper, mohair trousers, and Calvin Klein lace-up boxing boots.
Okay, we really need to pause and consider the physics of those textiles in the environment we just described.
Please do.
Wool gabardine is a tightly woven fabric originally invented for raincoats. It actively resists airflow.
Oh, boy.
And mohair comes from Angora goats. It's highly insulating because it traps tiny pockets of air. He is wearing literal thermal insulators in an orange alert European heat wave.
That is insane.
The only concession he seemingly made to the temperature was wearing a pair of black hot pants designed by Charles Jeffrey Loverboy.
Hot pants and a wool jumper.
Yeah.
It is genuinely staggering when you look at the scale of the physical marathon he's running in that thermal oven.
The tour is massive.
Yeah, the Together tour, supporting his fourth album, Kiss All the Time, Disco, occasionally, is an absolute behemoth.
It really is.
He's doing 68 shows across 7 cities, a 30-night residency at Madison Square Garden from August through Halloween.
Which is unprecedented.
The demand for that was so intense that 11.5 million people registered for presale codes. It completely crashed the ticketing systems.
Yeah, the logistical footprint is mind-boggling. Plus, he's brought on an incredible roster of opening acts. Shania Twain supported the Wembley run.
Shania.
Yeah. Plus, artists like Jamie XX, Frockers, Robin, Fouché, Sky Newman, and Baby J in other cities.
Such a good lineup.
And amidst all this stadium-level corporate excess, he's partnered with the Live Trust. They're donating £1 from every UK ticket sold directly to support small, struggling grassroots music venues.
That is a fantastic initiative.
Truly.
But I gotta say, it doesn't solve my confusion about the wardrobe. You just outlined a massive, high-stakes physical undertaking. Doesn't this strict, heavy office dress code practically invite the zipper and button malfunctions we just talked about?
Well, yes.
He's basically creating a pressure cooker that forces the clothes to break.
Yeah.
Why endure the heavy wool and the ties when you're known for your kinetic energy?
So to understand the wardrobe, you have to look at the narrative arc of the show.
Okay.
It perfectly synthesizes with the title of his new album, Kiss All the Time. Disco, occasionally. The heavy layers aren't just fashion choices, they are the psychological starting point of a nightly story.
A story.
Yes. He begins the show trapped in the state of heavy corporate restraint.
Okay, I'm tracking. The physical weight of the gabardine represents the weight of expectations.
Precisely that. And over the course of the 2-hour set, as the energy builds and the music shifts toward the disco elements of the album, he physically unspools.
Oh, wow.
He violently strips off the heavy jackets, he undoes the tie, he rips open the shirt. By the end of the show, he's careening around the stage in those hot pants and an open shirt.
Okay, that makes so much sense.
Right. The wardrobe malfunctions aren't bugs, they are natural extensions of this deliberate process. The performance physically mirrors a frantic escape from the confines of rigid corporate life into the total freedom of the dance floor.
The breakdown of the suit is the point of the suit.
Exactly.
If you're loving these Hollywood twists, listener, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead. Because that physical unspooling, that shedding of the heavy armor, perfectly sets up what we saw at the end of the Wembley run.
Yeah, things got really emotional.
They did. Once the layers are gone, we hit the deep emotional anchors of this tour.
And the contrast between the sheer scale of the global spectacle and his raw personal reality was incredibly stark during that final London show.
It really was. The sources detail a completely surprise appearance by Harry's older sister, Gemma Stiles.
Such a sweet moment.
She came out on stage, clearly a bit nervous about public speaking in front of 90,000 people, and delivered this incredibly heartfelt speech.
What did she say?
She recalled how, 16 years ago, she dropped him off over a wall at his very first X Factor audition, right there at Wembley Arena.
Wow.
She just grounded the entire stadium, saying she doesn't see the global icon, she just sees her little brother and uncle and a best friend.
I mean, to have a family member stand in the center of a stadium and remind the crowd of the teenager who used to exist before the fame, it's a profoundly grounding moment.
Absolutely.
And it served as the emotional bridge right into an even heavier reality check. His tribute to his former One Direction bandmates.
Yes. He told the crowd he wouldn't be on that stage without 4 specific friends. He thanked Niall, Louis, Zayn, and, as he called him, my dear friend Liam.
Yeah.
And listener, the emotional weight of that specific tribute is immense. Because our sources confirm that Liam Payne tragically passed away in October 2024 at the age of 31. Following a terrible fall from a hotel balcony in Buenos Aires.
It's just devastating. And stadium grief is a very complex phenomenon. You have 90,000 fans processing their own parasocial grief over a beloved figure from their youth.
Right.
But what made this Wembley tribute so visceral is that the real human grief was sitting right there in the VIP section.
Yes. Liam's family, his parents, Jeff and Karen, his sister Ruth, and his young nephew were all in the crowd watching Harry deliver that tribute.
Wow.
That is not a PR moment. That is a devastatingly real human connection happening in the middle of a pop concert.
It totally strips away all the artifice.
It does.
But the fascinating, almost tragic thing about a tour of this magnitude is that the minute you step outside the stadium doors, that raw humanity gets immediately swallowed up by the global media machine.
Which brings us to the pop culture web. Later in the show, we'll talk about a shocking twist nobody saw coming regarding his personal life. Stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next.
So much media noise.
So much. Because while Harry and 90,000 fans are experiencing this grounded, emotional moment of mourning and family connection in London, his life is intersecting with other massive cultural events thousands of miles away.
Generating a storm of internet noise.
Exactly. On the Friday night of his Wembley run, he performed his 2017 song, Two Ghosts. And the sources note he sang it on the exact same day that his ex-girlfriend, Taylor Swift, reportedly married NFL star Travis Kelce in New York City.
I mean, the timing of that creates an irresistible narrative for the media.
Oh, they ran with it.
And it raises a critical point about how information mutates once it reaches the stratosphere of global fame. Reality becomes incredibly fractured.
It really does. And listener, this is where we need to pause and look directly at the sources we have, because they present two completely conflicting realities about Harry's own life.
Right. And it's our job to show you how this media ecosystem works, but we are absolutely not taking a side or confirming either of these reports.
Exactly. We are just neutral messengers here. So one source we reviewed, Glamsham, reports, as a matter of fact, that Harry's fiancée, actress Zoe Kravitz, attended the Swiss culture wedding in New York while he was performing in London.
Okay. However, another source in our stack, the Korean outlet Chosun, reports, also as a matter of fact, that Harry Styles recently made headlines after becoming engaged to the actor Joe Alwyn.
Two completely different engagements,
Yeah,
reported as standard, verified facts by different outlets in different parts of the world.
it's wild.
We aren't here to solve this puzzle or endorse either claim, but we have to ask the broader question. When the media ecosystem around a single person becomes this disjointed, what does it actually tell us about modern celebrity?
Well, it tells us that global stars of this magnitude essentially cease to be human beings in the public eye.
They just become content.
Exactly. They become blank canvases. The media, and by extension the public, simply projects whatever narrative they desire onto them just to generate engagement.
Right.
If an outlet needs a Hollywood power couple narrative, they project a Zoe Kravitz engagement. If another outlet wants to project an entirely different narrative, they print the Joe Alwyn story.
It's all just projection.
Yeah, the sheer volume of global attention bends and warps reality until the truth is entirely obscured.
It's like staring into a funhouse mirror that's the size of the entire internet. Nothing reflects back accurately.
And when you exist at the center of that funhouse where millions of people are constantly debating your personal life, your sexuality, your relationships, and creating entirely fictionalized versions of you daily,
What's left?
right, what do you have left that is actually real? That is why those emotional anchors inside Wembley are so vital.
Family moments.
Yes. Hugging the sister who remembers you before the money,
Yeah.
honoring a late friend's grieving parents in the crowd. Those are the only true reality anchors he has left to hold on to against the tide of the internet.
That is beautifully said. So let's pull all of this together. We have journeyed through a truly wild X-ray of a modern megatour.
We really have.
We started with a pop star choking on water and dealing with a broken zipper, only to realize he is intentionally wearing insulating mohair and gabardine in an orange alert heat wave.
Just to tell a story of physical and emotional unspooling.
Exactly. We've seen record-breaking stadium numbers, massive ticket system crashes, and deeply human tributes, all happening inside a storm of wildly contradictory media projections.
It is an incredible amount of tension for one tour, let alone one human being to hold.
Truly.
But I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over, building on everything we've unpacked today.
Good.
We live in an era where 90,000 fans are standing in the dark, each holding a 4K camera in their pocket, documenting every millisecond of an artist's movement.
Nothing is hidden anymore.
Right. In the past, the music industry spent millions to hide the flaws. But today, the flaws, the unzipped pants, the tripping on stage, the choking on water, are the exact things that go viral.
That's so true.
They are the moments that build the deepest affection and loyalty.
It makes you wonder, does this mean the 20th century ideal of the flawless, perfectly choreographed pop god is officially dead?
Yeah.
Are we now in an era where we actually demand our megastars to be radically, even clumsily human in order to truly love them?
It certainly seems that way. The cracks in the armor aren't mistakes anymore. They're the main event.
To take that a step further, the cracks might be the only way we know there's a real person left inside the armor. The next time you see a jagged little mistake in a massive performance, a stumble, a broken prop, a wardrobe failure, remember that X-ray machine we talked about at the beginning?
Yeah.
It's not about the clean, white line of a perfect show. It's about the murky, unpredictable, very human reality underneath.
Well said.
You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncovered the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.